everyone, it's Aislinn here. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. So, yeah, I just didn't put a video out for September, and like no TBR or anything. Mostly because I was in a major reading slump. Actually, I was kind of just in a big life slump. So I really haven't read anything. I've been doing some crafting. Not even a whole lot of that. I just basically vegged out on TV, which I don't normally do because I don't normally like TV. What is the new favorite show that I'm in on? Oh, you know what? If I remember the title by the time I put this video up, I will put it somewhere in the editing. But it's a guy that goes around the world, and it's like History Unearthed or something. I love history documentaries. Wow. Documentaries. So yeah, that's really had my attention. So I've been binge watching that every time it's come on a marathon, which has been a lot lately. And Netflix. I've been watching just random shit on Netflix. Hallmark movies. Like, I'm not a romance person, but I'm watching an awful lot of romance movies. Yeah. Life. So, yeah, not a whole lot going on. Let's see, what else? I think that's basically it. I don't live an exciting life. I live an even less exciting life now that, you know, world circumstances. But I wasn't exciting before that. So nothing's really changed for me. Just even a little bit more reclusive than I used to be. Okay, books. Books is what you're here for. I have not been doing a lot of reading. I have done a bit. Will I finish anything by the end of the month? Probably not, but whatever. I'm filming this anyway. This is probably going to be more of a book haul video because, well, I have not been reading. Holy crap, have I been buying like a drunken sailor? Yeah, I have a list. You'll see it in a minute. First one I'm reading is actually on loan from a friend, and that is The Color of Magic by Terry Pratchett. It's the first Discworld novel. She is a major Discworld fan, and we were talking about our favorite, like, old-time fantasy, like fantasy done, like 60s, 70s, 80s, like, you know, classic fantasy. And I realized I had never actually read Discworld. I've always been interested in it, but I've never actually read it. She's a major fan. She's got like the whole series. So she said, well, I'll lend you the first book, see what you think of it. I have never laughed so hard in 72 pages. Now it is British humor. It's very dry. It's very sarcastic. Like, holy crap, is it sarcastic? But I love that. I love sarcastic characters because I'm sarcastic. So, you know, what's that word? Relatable. So yeah, I've been enjoying it, really enjoying it. If she's willing to lend me more, then I might be working my way through this series very, you know, yeah. My brain is all over the place today. It's not very long. I thought it was a lot longer, but it's only like 260 some pages. But it's taken me basically 2.5 weeks to get that far because that's how my reading's been. But she's okay with me hanging on to it. I told her I was an incredibly slow reader when she showed up and said here. So she's okay with that. But I'll try and get that back to her as quick as I can. And then another coworker of mine mentioned David Eddings. I have not read David Eddings in, wow, sometime in the 90s. Sometime in the 90s, late 90s. Can't think of an exact year. I was in high school, so junior high actually, not even high school, I was in junior high. And I thought, you know what? I really loved those books. I'm gonna go. I need books that I'm going to go into knowing I'm going to love if I'm going to read anything, because that's just the way life's been. that's getting me off on a tangent because my brain. But anyway, looked at my library, and they actually have the Belgariad series, which is the first series in a larger world. And I thought, you know what? Why not? Put them on hold. Sure enough, it was supposed to be like a 16-week wait, and I got books 1 and 2 like that. Obviously, somebody returned them for once. So yeah, I've been slowly working through the audiobooks because they only have the audiobook version of Pawn of Prophecy, and then that one's almost done, and then I'm going to jump, because I got them both, I'm going to jump right into Queen of Sorcery. The audiobooks for these are absolutely amazing. They're older, and it definitely shows a little bit when you compare them to newer audiobooks done, but they are amazing. And the story itself, I think, is just one of those timeless quest stories and a really good example of a child in fantasy that is not a complete and total moron or asshole, which is very rare. And I'm mildly falling in love with it. And now I want to read all the classic fantasies. So that may be a thing. Still working my way through Brandon Sanderson's Final Empire. Not because I'm not loving it, because reading life. Anyway, that's enough rambling on the reading stuff. I'm going to jump into my book haul. I'm going to say of shame because, yeah, I think I'll like the books. I'm not regretting buying any books. Is it money well spent? Probably. I'll know when my credit card statement comes in. Anyway, most of these I was introduced to through Holly Hart's books. I will put her link to her channel down below. She is one of my favorite booktubers. I watch all of her videos. And she does these really nice lists of new releases coming out or things she's being introduced to, I think. Anyway, these are all either in her recent videos or in past videos of, new release books coming out or book haul videos that she's done. I love her because her and I have very similar reading tastes, so I get really good recommendations from her. And these are either books that she has mentioned or they're books that when I went looking for the books that she mentioned, they came up as those people that bought this, bought that kind of thing. And I thought they sounded interesting. So the first one is Girl Serpent Thorn. Then I picked up Wolf of Aren Yarrow. I think I might say that wrong. Then we've got from Blood and Ash and Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. These are the first 2 books in what I believe is going to be a trilogy. They may only be a duology. I don't generally use Goodreads, so I just go, oh, that's new. I might use it if there's something specific I'm looking for to keep track. But so I don't actually know what's listed for this series, but that's the first 2 books anyway. I picked up some audiobooks. I picked up Red Rising. I tried to read Red Rising in a physical form, and I just could not. So I'm going to try it in an audio form. It was on sale when I picked it up, so Audible is daily deals, by the way. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Then I picked up Prodigal Son. Prodigal? I'm not sure how to say that. This is a old Frankenstein retelling. I read this probably back in high school and absolutely loved it. There was 4 books at the time. I believe he might have expanded on it. But the audiobook came on sale, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to revisit that because I really liked that series. It is fantasy, it is a retelling, but it is a little bit more on the horror side, so I figured that would probably be a good one for October. it's definitely like, I would probably rate it more horror than I would fantasy. Picked up the audiobook for Daughter of a Siren Queen, which is the sequel to Daughter of the Pirate King. I loved the Daughter of the Pirate King, so when I saw Daughter of the Siren Queen come up, I picked that up. Then I picked up Half-Blood, Throne of the Five Winds. Throne of the Five Winds has been on my radar for a while. I just finally broke down and picked it up. The Bridge Kingdom, I will admit, I picked this one up solely because of the author. I loved Danielle Jensen's, Danielle, I think is how you say it. Her brain drawing a blank. A Stolen Songbird was the first book. I think it's the Malediction trilogy. Anyway, that really solidified her as a go-to author. I saw she had a new series out, or at least new to me, so I'm picking it up. The Bridge Kingdom's the first one. Then I picked up Foundryside, Daughter of the Empire, which I do believe is an older sci-fi. If it's not actually an older published book, then the cover was definitely done in the old style feeling. So I just picked it up. I'm picking up random shit. Then I picked up, okay, there's only a few more here on the electronic list. The Last Smile in Sunder City, The Fate of Wizardoms, Murder on Black Swan Lake, Divine Cities, and Wondershins. Wondershins is another one that looks like it's going to be a really great October read. So that's it for the electronic books. Then I had a couple physical ones. Now this does not include any pre-orders that I've done, because I've done 2 or 3 pre-orders that aren't coming out till end of this year, early next year. So I'll haul them later. So yes, they've been bought. I just don't have them, so I'm not including them. This one might have been on my last haul. I can't remember if I had it then or not, so I'm just going to include it here. The Lost Ones by Anita Frank. This is set in Edwardian England. I think that's the era. It's 1917, so it's right before during the First World War. And it is feels like kind of a gothic horror sort of book. It's kind of in the tradition of, they're akinning it to The Woman in Black. I only saw the video of the movie for The Woman in Black, but it's kind of got that feel, so apparently. So we'll see. Another October read. Then I've got the sequel to Rebel Waves. Yeah. This is These Divided Shores, which is the sequel to These Rebel Waves, which I have not read yet, but is on my shelf. And I bought the sequel anyway, because I do that. I don't generally buy the first book and read just the first book. I will buy like the first and second. Sometimes I'll even wait to the third before I start a series. That one I might start before the end of the year, but probably not. The way things are going. Then I've got the third book in the Salvagers trilogy, which again, books 1 and 2 are on my shelf, but I have not actually read them yet. And that is The Worst of All Possible Worlds. The first book is The Big Ship at the Edge of the Universe, and the second book is A Bad Deal for the Whole Galaxy. This just looks like a rompy space opera, and I feel like I need that. Then I've picked up, finally, this is the last book, at least for now. We'll see how many I buy later. Of Blood and Bone. I believe this is only a trilogy, so this should be the final book. I've been waiting for this paperback forever. And it is A Time of Courage by John Quinn. This first one is A Time of Dread, and the second one is A Time of Blood. I do believe they are part of like an expanded world that includes other series, but as far as I know, this trilogy could also be read as a standalone. I'm really hoping that's the case, and people have not led me astray that have recommended it to me, because life. Yeah, that's it. So I can't think of anything else. I'm sure I am probably missing something, and I will have to include it later. Thank you for sticking around to my overly sarcastic video. It's just the way my life has been, and I can't really hold it back. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and stay safe, stay cozy, and I will catch up with you whenever I have more to share. See ya!